my brother Bocho um, during our family day last May. He was writing on a piece of paper inviting me to do the talk. I could not just say no to him because I've invited him several times to do talk to our chapter. And I thought also that he would be losing that piece of paper. I thought he was not serious about it. So I said, yeah, that's okay, yes, that's fine. So, and then last week, my wife was saying, oh, you had an email from Bochok reminding you of your talk. I said, oh, I'm in trouble. This is my first time to be away from my comfort zone. I don't usually give talk. If ever I do, I just usually give it within our chapter. So again, bear with me. It's my first time away from my chapter. That's always the first time. I never imagined myself to be giving talk, most especially giving talk away from your chapter. But anyways, I have my iPad with me, so just in case if I cannot see, I can see it on my iPad. So talk number 4. So my name is Joseph. I've been in the community for a long time already. We started. Oh, my wife's name is Nanette. Unfortunately, she has work today, and normally she doesn't go with me whenever I give talk. I might be conscious in front of her because she loves correcting me. Oh. She's my critic, a very good critic. But actually I left early, so she won't be able to join me tonight. And I just texted her and I told her to please pray for me. We've been in the community since '99. It's been a while, so we've been in the community for almost 20 years. And I know part of South Bay before is Lloyd. So I know Lloyd ever since we're new. I always see Lloyd before. My talk is about building relationship with your members. You know, also when Brother Jerry was reading the gospel for today, you know how fitting the gospel is today with our talk. Because in the gospel it says that the Lord appointed 72, and we are part of that 72. We are His laborers, and we go by pairs, meaning we cannot do it alone. We do our work together with the community, right? And how fitting it is with building a relationship with your members. When I was, I'm glad also. You know, I'm not good with computers, so with PowerPoint. So what I have is I have a brother I have 2 brothers who are good in this. So I just gave them the topic outline. So please, I told them, please prepare a PowerPoint for me. So bear with me. Sometimes I'm not used to this, so sometimes it will be late. So building a relationship with your members. When do we start building relationship with members? You know, I think every time we do CLPs, every time we do CLP trainings, usually they would always tell us, you build relationship. If you are a discussion group leader or a facilitator, they would always tell you, build a relationship with your participants, right? Build your relationship with your participants, because it will be easier for you during your discussion if you have a relationship with your participants. And also toward the end, towards the dedication, if in case you will be the household leader, and most often than not, they would ask you to be the household leader because you have a relationship with your participants. If I remember it right, so we were the first batch to be dedicated in St. Catherine Labouré in '99. Our facilitator, since the start, he built relationship with us participants. We were 3 in a household group, in our discussion group. So they built really a good relationship with us during our CLT. Number one, they were always ready to give us a smile whenever we arrived in St. Catherine. Second, probably after our first this one-on-one, they already invited us to their house to have lunch, and they always make sure that we will feel comfortable whenever we have CLP. So what happened? One, we look forward to have a CLP every Friday. That's every Friday before. Second, we were open to them. It was an easy discussion because we trust them. So it's very, very important for us to build relationships with our members. So our role as servant leaders is to reach out to our members and help them move in their relationship with the Lord. And of course, move them also with the relationship as brethren in the community. I think I have to press my, how do you use this?
Down.
Okay. Okay, so as our role as household leaders or as servant leaders is that we move them into a relationship, move them into a relationship with the Lord, and of course as brethren in a community. And it involves, of course, continuing evangelization, and it is also based on personal caring relationships. And this kind of relationship that we practice is what we call an evangelistic headship. So in the corporate world, our headship is like it's like a triangle. You are on top, and your servants or your staff is below. But in evangelistic headship, it's different. It's the inverted triangle. We are below, and our servants or our members are on top. So we are actually serving them. So, what are the elements of an evangelistic headship? We could take a look at the first letter of St. Paul to the Thessalonians 2, verses 7 to 12. And it says, rather, we were gentle among you, as a nursing mother cares for her children. With such affection for you, we were determined to share with you not only the gospel of God, but our very selves as well. So, dearly beloved, had you become to us. You recall, brothers, our toil and drudgery, working night and day in order not to burden any of you. We proclaim to you the gospel of God. You are witnesses, and so is God, how devoutly and justly and blamelessly we behave toward you believers. As you know, we treated each one of you as father treats his children, exhorting and encouraging you and insisting that you conduct yourselves as worthy of the God who calls you into his kingdom and glory. So with that passage, with that letter of St. Paul to the Thessalonians, we will see the 5 elements of evangelistic headship. And first is we will see it on verse 7. It says, rather, we were gentle among you, as a nursing mother cares for children. So the first evangelistic headship that we as household leaders do in our communities. We practice gentleness with our household members. What do we mean by we practice gentleness? We don't look on their shortcomings, brothers and sisters. We are like we love them, and we're loving, and we are gentle with them. You know, when we were starting in the community, we were always late. That's my habit. I'm always late. I think it's part of my part of my mother's genes. The Riveras. We're always late. So, you know, in spite of that, my household leader I would never see him never see him complain that I'm always late, but rather he was thankful. Rather than be upset that we are late, he would just be thankful that we were present during our household. So let's be like that too. Let's not focus on our members' shortcoming, but rather be thankful. Number one, that they are present, that they are listening to us. Let's again be loving and gentle with our members, just like a mother, a nursing mother. But if in case we need to correct them, let's be firm. There's sometimes a need to correct our members. Let's be firm about that. I thought it would show up that we have to be firm, so it's not. So the second element of evangelistic headship is from verse 8, and it says, "With such affection for you, we were determined to share with you not only the gospel, but our very selves as well. So, dearly beloved, had you become to us." There's an element of personal concern when we are household leaders. Our relationship with our household leaders is not just a functional relationship, meaning we just call them whenever we need them to serve. We just call them whenever there's just an activity for the community. No. Again, we are like the inverted triangle. So every time we ask them to do something as leaders, we just don't tell them, go and do it. But rather we tell them, let's do it. So you just don't, oh, everyone understands Tagalog? Everyone understands Tagalog?
Yes.
You just don't say,
Jaya.
you just don't say, bahala ka na dyan. That's yours. That's your responsibility. No. But we should be part of that task. We always say, let's do it. Right? I mean, that's a leader. That's a quality of a leader. That's why you are a leader. You lead them. You just don't, okay ka na dyan, okay lang yan, alam ko kaya mo yan. No, you have, just like, I'm already a unit head, so every time we have CLTs, you just don't assign them, oh, you'll be the team leader, so it's up to you, everything's up to you. No, you should be part of that team as part of your unit. So in a community, again, our relationship is not just functional. It says here on the topic outline, you need to be friends. But actually, it's more than, sometimes it's more than being a friend. It's actually being part of a family, a bigger family. It's part of an extended family. Their problem is also your problem. Their concern is also your concern. We had when we were in chapter B2, we already lost 2 members in chapter B2 before. We had Mayat De Hoya. We had Art Zuleta. So those were the 2. You know, when we had this problem, you know, you would see how the community, how our chapter was like a very big family. Everyone supporting each other. You know, when I would say his name, may you rest in peace. Art Zuleta passed away. You know, a couple even donated a plaque for him. I mean, who would do that? Sometimes not even your family member would do that, right? A member donated a plaque for him, and everyone really. It's true that we also share our very selves. We as leaders, we sacrifice our time, our talent to our talent. And sometimes, probably rarely talent, and treasures, most especially your time and your treasure to your members. I'm just giving you my experiences, since I've been in the community for almost 20 years now. So I've gone through so many experiences about personal concerns. When my wife Nanette had a procedure, this was probably almost 8 years ago. So it's just me and my wife. We don't have kids. And we don't cook, because what's the use of cooking? It's just me and her, and we both don't love cooking. Eating, yes, we love. But cooking, no. So when she had the procedure, on the day she was discharged, she was discharged late, so we arrived home dinner. You know, the first someone knocked on the door. It was our household leader giving us food that she cooked. So at least, so us not for me not to worry what probably I'll be eating that evening. Imagine that's small things. That's how we are in the community. We really have personal concerns for everyone. When I was new with our as household leader, oh my God, if our member would have a problem, our members then, we were then South Bay chapter, so our members were far. We live in Norwalk, and some of our members live in Ladera Ranch, which is about almost 40 miles away from my house. Some lives in Irvine. So if they have problems, we drive all the way there to help them. Or sometimes they would go to our house and sometimes stay for, sometimes I would just invite them. It's almost breakfast before they leave the house. So that's how we are as leaders. We really have to have a personal concern to our members. Because why? Because they are already part of our, it's just like a member of the family. We share a common life. We share a common life with them, but we just make sure, we just make clear that our relationship is about brotherhood or sisterhood in Christ. That's it. So they know that. That's the relationship we have. And the only thing I can't do is lend them money because I don't have money. So the third element of evangelistic headship is on verse 9, and it says, "You recall, brothers, our toil and drudgery, working night and day in order not to burden any of you. We proclaim to you the gospel of God." It involves diligence and perseverance. It's hard to be a household leader, but it's so rewarding. So we have different personalities. So when Nanette and I was asked to become a household leader in, I think it was 2001. The household that I would say inherited, they've been together for a long time. They've been together for more than a year. Their household heads, I think they stepped up with their service. So we are taking over an old household. You know, it's difficult to be part of an old household because they already have a relationship of their own. We have to persevere, we have to pray that we will be able to grow with them, to gel with them. So when we were new as household leaders, you know, some of the members, they don't want to attend the household anymore. So I have to call them, my God, almost probably twice a week to let them know that there's a household. They sometimes don't answer their phones. There were two couples, they don't answer their phones anymore. So I would just constantly keep messages to them and letting them know that I am the new household leader and I would like to meet them. So you have to have perseverance because you have a mission to do. We have to give an extra effort on our mission to be able to accomplish our mission. We have to exercise patience when we're dealing with our household members. And we're thankful for our previous household members that they showed us how to be a household leader. So, and we're only following the footsteps of our previous household leaders. That's why we're like this. We are sometimes what I do, what every time we have a new household, the first thing I do is I get their information, of course their address, their birthdays, their wedding anniversaries. So at least I could call them and let them know and to greet them. Of course, once you're used to them, you ask what their concerns are, if whatever help that we could extend to them. We know the names, of course, of their children. That's hard if you don't know their names. And sometimes what we do so that we will be able to really have a relationship with each other, we go fellowshipping. The first time we were complete in our house, in my first household, what we did was we went to Big Bear and have some bonding in Big Bear. Unfortunately, they all came and attended the fellowship. Yeah, it's nice, but it's one way for you to be able to get to bond together. Try going out, or sometimes what like now what sometimes what we do is we invite some of, let's say after especially CLPs or assemblies, we go out and just like hang out for a few hours. So we just continue to get to know each other, continue to bond with each other. So that's how we do how we do it in our household. So brothers and sisters, let's practice patience. Let's persevere with our household. We need that, especially we had the brave heart, and the reason why we have a brave heart is I think our members are now not so active. Members are dwindling, so we need to persevere hard. Let's pray for them. The next element is on verse 10. It says, "You are witnesses, and so is God, how devoutly and justly and blamelessly we behave toward you believers." We have to be a man and woman of integrity. We are not teaching our members to become forever members. We're not here to baby them. but rather we're teaching them. Our mission is for them to also become future leaders of the community. So we have to have this characteristic, man or woman with integrity. We have to lead by example. We have to show them, lead them a good example. Hopefully, at the end, they would follow us. It says here also, let's not be critical with CFC during our household. So let's not complain with our household. We do not criticize CFC during our household meetings. If we have some issues with the community, let's go up. Let's not spread it with your going down. We have to go up. So we have to. Last, this will be very quick. Last element is on verses 11 and 12. And as you know, we treated each one of you as a father treats his children, exhorting and encouraging you and insisting that you conduct yourselves as worthy of the God who calls you into his kingdom and glory. As leaders, we have to encourage our members. We have to motivate them. We have to support them. We have to inspire them. We have to give them hope. We are their leaders. We should be encouraging them. Again, one way of encouraging them to serve is to be with them when we are serving. Let's not tell them, go to attend assembly and you will not be around. Go to serve in your different. Do you serve fiestas here in
Yes.
Yes. So do not tell them if you serve, be there. Encourage them. Encourage the members to serve. In chapter before, this is the time that we are serving so many fiestas. We started last week at St. John of God. Couples for Christ was asked to man pitch to win booth from Friday to Sunday. So we were all there. This coming Sunday, we're asked to serve at St. Linus Sunday on Filipino booth. We will be there for, I think, almost the whole Sunday. So then the following week, we are asked by St. Boniface to help in their fiesta. The third week of October, it will be a rest week. The last week of October, again, we will serve at St. Paul of the Cross. At St. Paul of the Cross, we will do everything from scratch. We will be manning the Filipino booth. So we will be doing everything from chopping vegetables for the pancit, cooking the barbecues, at least they would provide us everything. So we don't have to make your own barbecue. So there's barbecue, we just have to cook it, but we have to serve the whole weekend and then we always have coffee and donuts. So every time we have service, we encourage our members to join us also serving. As much as possible. You know what our household leader, or my first household leader did when after a dedication? You know, when the next CLT, we are already there serving. They did not pamper us and tell us just stay there. No, they told us already, serve. But they were there serving. So as always, I always tell our members, serve. it's fun serving, and this is the time that really how we give back to those generous parishes that opened CFC opened their arms to and their facilities to CFC. So this is just our way of giving back to them. So we were asked to serve, and we are asking also all our members to serve. So those are the 5 elements of evangelistic headship. So 1, you have to be gentle and loving with your household members. 2nd, you have to have personal concern with them. 3rd, we have to practice diligence and perseverance. 4th, we have to be man of integrity and woman of integrity. And last is we have to encourage our household members. Very easy, right? Very easy. So, if you look at all those characteristics, you would notice that it involves like it's like a family. It's like we are. I could say we are an older brother, or a father, or a mother, or a sister to our household members. We are just like father treats his children. That's what is happening as household leaders to our members. And now, if we do all of those, those 5 characteristics or elements of evangelistic headship, what response do you like for our members? Or what do we desire? What kind of response do we like from our members? We've planted a seed to our members. So what kind of response do you like to happen? So it's just like a seed. You're planting a seed, and it's not. So it's supposed to grow, and this is what we expect them to give us: love, confidence, and respect. Love, because this is really what this is what the Lord teaches us. The Lord is asking us to love one another. We are supposed to be brothers and sisters in Christ. We have to have, you love them, and they give back the love to you also.